Welcome to Everything Fear. Today I'm going to be reviewing the British indie horror movie Mask of Thorn. Hello and welcome to Everything Fear, your one-stop shop for all things horror. I'm Kit Tinsley. I'm a horror author, film academic and general horror geek. If you enjoy this video, if you could please subscribe, give us a like and maybe tickle that bell icon to be notified of future content, that would be great, thank you. As I say, today I'm going to be doing a review of the independent British movie Mask of Thorn.
For years, I've had the same dream. I'm tied to something. There are people talking in the dark, and suddenly he appears. And then they say his name. Thorn.
This is a slasher film from MYCHO Entertainment. I've reviewed one of British filmmaker DIXON's films previously on this channel. His film The Haunting of Molly Bannister. A link to that review will be up there. His company, MYCHO Entertainment, produces micro-budget independent horror movies. There are a few things though that set MYCHO Entertainment's films apart from other micro-budget movies. First, they all exist within the same universe. This universe is an extended universe with each movie being connected to the others in different ways. Secondly, and perhaps most importantly, is DIXON's commitment to making things look as good as they can on the budget he has. As I said when I reviewed The Haunting of Molly Bannister, you cannot fairly compare a film with a tiny budget like this, I mean it's virtually no budget, to even what Hollywood considers to be low-budget movies, because these films are still being made with millions of dollars. These films are now being made with, like, someone's credit card, basically. You know, that's how low the budgets are on these films. So these budgetary constraints have to be taken into account. You cannot fairly compare them to even Hollywood low-budget movies. So what is Mask of Thorn about? Mask of Thorn is the third movie to feature the enigmatic supernatural slasher Thorn. The character appeared in the movie Slasher House and also got his own film in Legacy of Thorn. And though perhaps it adds something to have seen those movies, I don't think it's necessary because Mask of Thorn acts as a prequel, really, to those movies. The film starts with a 70s setting with a young woman and her baby being stalked by a seemingly unstoppable foe. The film then skips forward 16 years and we meet Bethany Lovell. Bethany is a sweet, kind-hearted, good girl who is just turning 16. Her parents seem more interested in the town than in her birthday celebrations. Bethany's best friend is popular girl Olivia. Olivia and her popular friends basically kidnap Bethany and take her to the school to break in where they can have a party to celebrate her birthday. Little do they know that Bethany is about to become the target of Thorn, an unstoppable, deformed, masked killing machine who will not stop until he has got his target. What follows is a really good and well executed slasher movie, a homage to the 80s B-movie slashers, but while still being its own thing. Thorn comes across as a mix between Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers and The Terminator. What did I like about the film? Firstly, the film has a strong and engrossing story. I mean, especially with some of the later slashers, story was of very little importance. But here, you have an engrossing and interesting story. Secondly, some great performances. In particular from Sophia Bryant as Olivia and Tracy Chatterley as Mrs. Lovell. They are both awesome in this film. For me, it's often a problem when movies make the popular girl and the unpopular girl best friends. They don't seem to do a very good job of making you believe, well, why would these two be friends? However, in the scenes that the two of them have together and the way that the film is written and acted, I have no problem believing that these two have this lifelong friendship. Thorn himself is a great slasher villain, and the improvements to his mask from his previous screen outings serve to make him even more intimidating than he was before. What I like the most about this film, and all other MYCHO films that I've seen so far, though, is MJ Dixon's skill for composition as a director. He achieves a look and quality of image that even some much bigger budget films don't manage to do. From his strong retro use of bright coloured lighting to the composition of shots and the control of depth of field, all of these things add up to give his movies in general, and Mask of Thorn in particular, a really strong visual identity that really draws you in. The real skill, though, is his dedication to achieving these things in camera rather than in post-production. What didn't I like? Most of the faults I can think of with this film are purely down to budgetary concerns. As I've said, there are some great performances in this film, but there are others that are not so great. However, when you have such a small budget and you're basically having to hire actors and non-actors for nothing, this is going to be a problem. Also, you don't have the ability to do take after take after take after take to get the right performance. You pretty much have to go with what you get. So I don't think that anyone in the film is overly bad enough to take you out of the film. Likewise, there are some special effects that are nowhere near as good as you would see in other films. However, given the tiny budget, they're an admirable effort and they certainly serve their purpose. So, in conclusion, if you enjoy 80s B-movie slashers, then Mask of Thorn is an excellent homage to these movies. It's well written and amazingly produced. I'm quite rapidly becoming a big fan of the MYCHO film universe and of MJ Dixon as a director. So, as long as you can forgive the budgetary constraints on some of the acting at times and on some of the special effects, I think you're going to have a great time with this movie. Well, thank you for joining me, and until next time, stay scared.